Welcome back, friends, to another episode of Trades Talk Weekly Update. Super excited to have you guys here with us. Thank you for jumping on. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, thank you. YouTube is where I'm posting a lot of videos and just trying to keep as much updated as possible. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is Weekly Update number 53. This is year 2, episode 1. I'm super excited to have a full year in the books of the weekly updates. I'm going to give you guys some in the field reconnaissance and reflection from the LeanScaper event in Chicago. Today's Friday, June 19th, and I had some amazing conversations with operators around the country today. Not planned, just kind of happens chance. I had 2 one-hour conversations with operators that are doing, one $2.5 million, one $15 million. And we were just talking about some of the challenges facing landscapers today. There's a lot of similarities and a lot of interesting takeaways that I had from those conversations back to our own operation. Look, it's not easy running a landscape or trades organization today. This is a tough time, not just the time of year because we're getting pressed on work and opportunity and labor issues and hiring. It's just a tough time overall. We're in a bit of a boom, but we're also in an inflationary period where the cost of everything we do is going up, and it's going up fast, guys. So I just want to give everyone a little heads up that profitability is going to continue to be compressed, and it's going to be something you have to focus on if you want to drive a net profit of 5% or more in your business. So let's jump into it. First and foremost, I want to thank Crest for partnership and sponsorship of this episode. The weekly update is brought to you by Crest Commercial, the fully electric solution, and now the fully autonomous solution. We are deploying the Crest robotics at scale now, and we're also a fully electric maintenance operation. If you guys want to learn more about Crest, you can just send me an email. This is the best thing. I'd love to connect you directly with the people you need to talk to. Crest is a big organization, just like most of these manufacturers, and sometimes it's hard to find the right person. So I would love to be your navigator in that process. Shoot me an email. Justin@jwhitegroup.com. I'll get you set up with a demo, get you connected to the right person in your market. Okay, so here we go. Let's start with debriefing LeanScaper. So LeanScaper Chicago is this week, Monday and Tuesday, and it was a fantastic time. I learned a lot from the speakers. I learned a lot from talking with the attendees and the people there. Just an amazing room of professionals, both operators and advisors and everything under the sun. It was just an incredible event. I want to give you guys a few of my biggest takeaways. So takeaway number 1 is the 1-3-1 rule from Dan Martell. If you guys want to learn more about this, you can go ahead and just Google 1-3-1 by Dan Martell, but I'll give you the high-level oversight. So the 1-3-1 rule I employed today. Tony, as you guys know, Tony, for the most part, you probably do. He came to me and said, hey, I got a problem. Next week, I've got this, and this. I don't know how to manage my schedule because I need to be in 4 places at once. I need to be in our San Luis Obispo branch and Watsonville branch. I need to be here at 10 a.m. and there at 11 a.m. and it's a 3-hour drive. What am I going to do? So Tony, let's do 1-3-1 here. So 1-3-1 is, what's the number 1 issue? What's the problem you're facing? 3, what are 3 potential solutions that you can provide for that problem you're facing? And then 1, what is the 1 outcome that you would like to see from the solution process here? So I asked Tony, hey, I get it. I see the problem. So we got number 1. I need 3 solutions from you. So what are 3 potential solutions you can put together that can solve this problem for yourself? And then 1, what's the outcome you'd like to see? And it's just a matter of talking through that with each other. So if you just solve everybody's problem that they come to you with every time, you're just training your entire team to continue to bring you problems all day long, every day, because they know that you're the firefighter. You're going to put the fire out for them. But if you implement the 1-3-1 rule, you're actually putting it back on them and you're giving them the opportunity to solve the problem for themselves. And I really think that's an important part of this. Takeaway number 2 is trust is the foundation for everything. Eric Tremundi is one of the speakers, and he gave a great presentation on trust and why trust is at the foundation of every amazing company. Most companies lack healthy conflict. They lack the ability to be a high-performing team, not because they don't have the right people, the right strategy. It's because they don't have the right trust foundation under it. If you are struggling with accomplishing your goals it may be worthwhile to take a look at trust within your organization. It may be just as simple as you don't have enough trust within your organization. And you, as a leader, may think you do, but when you get into it and you really start to get anonymous feedback from your team, you realize we actually have a major trust issue here in the company. So I could do a whole 1 hour podcast on how to build trust in your team, but one thing I would recommend is reading The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni, because out of the 5 dysfunctions of a team, the most critical in that foundation of performance is trust. It's at the bottom of the pyramid. It's what everything sits on. It's an incredibly important part of the process. So that's takeaway number 2 is you need trust before you can accomplish your goals. Takeaway number 3 is the calendar audit from Dan Martell. This is probably the most aha moment I've had all week. It was Tuesday at about 1:30 p.m. and I'm watching Dan speak, and he's talking about his calendar. And he's talking about how he goes through this audit process and what you need to do to truly audit your calendar. So here is exactly the steps to audit your calendar. Step 1, ensure that you're using a digital calendar to track all of your activities and all of your appointments. Step 2, for the next 14 days, every 15 minutes, you're going to pause and you're going to write down what you're doing. You're going to write down what you're doing, and hopefully it's in the calendar. This shouldn't be something that you have to, write down on a piece of paper. It should be something that's already in the calendar, but go ahead and just use that calendar, that digital calendar, to write in what you're doing in that 15 minutes and then rate it on energy. Number 1 is it's sucking all the energy out of you. This is terrible. I don't have any energy right now. This is just not what I want to be doing. Or a 5 out of 5, which is I have so much energy. I love it. If I could do this all day, every day, I would. So that's step 1. That is basically the audit process of your calendar. Step 2 is you start to actually decide what you're going to do with all those 15-minute blocks that you just recorded. And you have 4 options. Number 1 is just do it. Just get it done. But that's probably going to be stuff that's like high energy, high performance, high outcome, high use of your time. Number 2 is delegate it. This is going to be hopefully 70 to 80% of what's on your calendar today. You should be able to delegate to your team. Option number 3 is you drop it. You just don't do it. Get rid of it. And option number 4 is you date it, meaning you put it out for a new date. You set a time in the calendar when you're going to get it done. Here's the biggest thing though. Most people, when they get an email, when they get a to-do, when they get something in, they mark it unread, they start it, they say, I'm going to come back to it when I have more energy. And then the next day, and the next day. And it's not like you're going to just automatically get this rush of energy one day. But the idea is you've got to take action on what's on your calendar. You have to take action what's in your email. And if you can have an executive assistant or someone to help you with this, it definitely helps to unlock Dan's model. But you don't need that. You don't need that to really unlock your process and unlock your efficiencies and your time management improvement. So that's the 3 big takeaways from LeanScaper. Number 1 is the 1-3-1 rule. Number 2 is trust is the foundation for everything on your team. And number 3 is do your calendar audit, manage the next 14 days. Every 15 minutes, write down what you're doing, write down your energy level, and see how many 1s and how many 5s you have. And then you can apply the 4 Ds that I laid out there to make that calendar improve. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about this major issue that I'm seeing within the landscape industry. So I talked to 2 operators today in different parts of the country at different size companies, but they both have the same problem. Their profitability is pretty low. Their top line revenue growth is somewhat stale or stagnant, and they're not making moves on their growth. They're both spending a lot of money on consultants, and they're both looking at how do I leverage consultants to get my business to the next level. So if I'm talking to you guys out there and you're looking to grow, but you're struggling with this idea of adding revenue and building and creating systems and workflows in your business, I think it's really important that you identify what the main bottleneck in the business is today. Most companies have a massive bottleneck when right in the middle of it, and it's hiding in plain sight. The thing about the bottleneck is it's almost always at the top of the bottle. So it's probably at the top of your organization. If you're an owner leader and you're trying to grow your business, the first thing you need to do is look in the mirror. What are you doing that is creating bottlenecks in the company? Do you have to sign every contract? Do you have to approve every proposal? Do you have to approve the payroll before it goes out? Are you managing AP or AR within the business? Are you also meeting with clients and doing sales? Now, depending on the size of the business, this is probably stuff you should be doing if you're a smaller business, sub 5 million. But once you're over 5, going to 10 and then 20 million, it's really important that you start to delegate these things. And as most businesses grow, they grow to the point and the ceiling of a leader. And that is where the business stops growing because the leader is still trying to do everything and they're very, very capable, but they're capable to a point. They're capable to 2, 3, 5 million in revenue. Maybe you're a 10 to 15 million revenue ceiling leader, which is fantastic. And you're in the top 0.01% of the world of entrepreneurs, but you still have a ceiling. We all do. So it's time to start hiring your mentors. It's time to start hiring your heroes. See, I learned this from Mark Bradley. If you're the smartest person in the room, then you need to increase the quality of people in the room. So if you're sitting around your leadership team or your company and you know that you're the smartest person in there, it's time to start helping your team develop at a much faster rate. Or it's time to start bringing on talent that truly is going to push you to be that leader that you know you're capable of becoming. So either of those two options are right in front of you. Obviously, I love helping my team grow and grow fast. But at some point, it does require you to bring on outside help to come in, get involved, and help you grow your business. Now, one of the things that seem to be the low-hanging fruit and the lever that most people are pulling is to go and hire a consultant. And I do believe that coaches and consultants have their place, and they definitely are able to help you grow. But I worry that most people are pulling that lever because it's the easiest lever to pull. Right? You got to go sign a contract, you wire some money over, pay someone with a credit card, bada bing, bada boom, just like that, 5,000 and you're in business. But what have you really accomplished? And what are you going to accomplish with this consultant? They may come in and help implement systems and create some structure within your company, but ultimately they're not invested. They're not equity holders. They're not an employee. They're not part of your true team. So you're going to be left with this big hole. And the hole is execution. See, knowledge and experience, intelligence is very available today. In fact, I would say what most consultants would do in the past is becoming automated with AI today. The best consultants and coaches in the world are going to be those that help you execute on your great ideas and help you to identify which great ideas are worth tracking down, tracking, implementing, and executing on. So at the end of the day, the best thing you can do is build a system for your business. Most businesses are operating out of hard work, grit, and determination without a true framework. Some of the systems that we use in K&D include EOS and a number of others. I would just stick with EOS for a minute because I think it's one of the most easy, simple, and usable plug-and-play systems out there. Start with a level 10 meeting. Most businesses have weekly leadership meetings or they have management meetings. There's just not a clear structure or agenda to them. So if you're not yet on EOS, go online, search EOS, download the level 10 agenda, and use that to run your next meeting. Also, you can help and ask Claude to go and help you implement EOS at a foundation basic level. That's going to help you get systems in your business and start to grow. Now, of course, if you want a shortcut of this, that's where the consultant comes in. A consultant, or as EOS calls it, an implementer, can come in, help you implement the strategies and the systems and get you running off very, very quick. So that's a crossroads. Hire a consultant or not. That's a big one. And if you're already working with a consultant, double down on it. Make sure they're helping you execute. Make sure they're holding you accountable. Because at the end of the day, that is what a consultant should and can be doing, helping to make you a better leader. So coming up, we've got the Lawn and Landscape Conference. It's the technology conference, July 22nd through the 24th. I'm going to drop a link in the description for you guys to check it out. Highly recommend this event. It's an amazing event. Also, we have the NALP Elevate conference coming up in November, and we're hosting an AI experience that I know is going to sell out. So make sure to hit it. I got the link in the bio for that too. Hope to see you guys at both those events. With that, I'll sign off and I'll see you guys next week right here on the weekly update on Trade Stock.